Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am back here with another speed build. So for this speed build, I kind of just wanted to do like a small house, kind of like a starter home kind of vibe, but enough room for like, you know, parents and a child. Um, and when I started building it, I also wanted to try and make sure that I wasn't doing something like super modern or anything. So I kind of got inspired to try and do like a house more that maybe that like was inspired more by like the 2000s, early 2000s kind of vibe, but pretty much a house that like I probably grew up in kind of vibe. This isn't the house that I grew up in or anything like the house that I've grown up in or anything like that, but that was kind of the inspiration. Pretty much houses that I've seen and stuff like that growing up. So that was the only way that I could think of not doing a modern house. So that's kind of the inspiration that I had behind this. I originally wanted that little side piece that juts out on the side. I kind of wanted that to kind of be like a sunroom kind of vibe, but with also trying to make sure that I don't go super modern, I couldn't really execute that well, or at least I couldn't think of a way to execute it, especially since it's like in the front of the house and everything. I know that there probably would have been a good way to like kind of do that, but I just struggled. And I also never, I didn't really realize it, but I don't think I've really ever really used like red brick. I think I always tend to go for like gray or black or something like that as far as like brick. And I think even then I typically go for more like stone kind of vibes. So it was really interesting trying to like figure out and match the brick situation. I do eventually later on in the speed build go back out to the exterior and change up, or at least attempt to change the siding color because I just couldn't figure out what I wanted to do for that exactly. But as you can see, like already, like I'm trying to go for more like warm, woody kind of tones and whatnot. I don't know why I struggled so much with this bathroom. And I also, honestly, genuinely, I don't remember which side the toilet needs to be on for the toilet to be that close to the tub for it to still be functional. So that may need to be fixed. Before I upload it on the gallery, I will probably fix that if it needs to be fixed. So basically, I'll try and test it. At least I say that now. If I don't end up doing that, then I'm sorry. But I will try to make sure that I test that because I could not remember what side the toilet is supposed to be on for the Sims to still be able to use the tub. And to just make the living area a little bit different. As you can see here right now, I decided to change the color of the outside here, and I just struggled because I wanted it to like look good, but then I couldn't figure out how to like make the white the tile, the goodness gracious, the siding and the brick to work. But anyways, like I was saying before, as far as the interior, um, and the layout for that, I wanted it to be like a little bit different from just like a pretty much mainly open floor plan. There is obviously the wall in between the kitchen and the living room, but I wanted to add a little something else there too as well. So I did have that like little wall with the fireplace in there just to break up the room and the space a little bit more. Because I feel like that should be like a thing to make it like less modern. Because I feel like modern is very open floor plan kind of vibes. So that's kind of one way that I tried to get it to look a little, less modern. Um, I really struggled with that living space because it was really tight, and so like I couldn't really fit a coffee table in there because it just felt too big and fitting. I wanted it to be more than just like the couch and the fireplace, so I had to like squeeze things in. And then I also had to squeeze in that dining table. I figured putting it at an angle would make it fit better because I wanted it to be like a bigger dining table. I didn't want it to just be like a 4-person dining table. I wanted it to have like the long table for it. I just feel like it would fill up the space more and better. So, because I didn't want to have like a bunch of like open space that wasn't used. So that's kind of what I went with. And I decided, I feel like back then, people would color the walls like these crazy colors all the time. So I figured that we would go with that pink. And it's not like crazy, it's like muted. So it could be like a very neutral kind of vibe. But for the bedroom, I decided to kind of go with like more like cottage living kind of vibes there to just like make it like seem, slightly older, I guess was the vibe that I was kind of going with. Like maybe like a little country, like slash like, I guess cottagey. It is the cottage living pack. And then for the other bedroom, I kind of just went for like a purple theme. That's literally the only inspiration. I was like, anything purple in the other room, we'll go for it. And then I obviously had this like little like area in the front. I didn't necessarily intend to have that, but like because I did want to make sure that the front wasn't like flat, I ended up having just that little extra space. So I just made it into like a little area where you can like, get your coat and, put your shoes on and all that jazz, and whatnot. And then the hard part was I was trying to make sure that this build was more of like a starter home. I think it is a little over 20. I think it might be like 22 or around there, maybe 23. But I was really trying to make sure that it was a starter home, but it was just as far as like decor and everything, it can get expensive, and I wanted it to be like a fully like furnished and like fully like lived in looking kind of house. So I think there are a few things that I kind of switch in and out, as far as decor, but not too much. So that's why it ended up being a little bit more expensive. I wanted to try and put like a little teddy bear kind of thing, on the end of the bed, but it was like glitching, like with making it so small, it had like this shadow over it. So I ended up deleting that. But pretty much, I'm just kind of like making the house look a little bit more lived in, just adding some pieces and whatnot to make it better. I'm really trying to make sure that I do that more, because whenever I started with Sims in general, and especially like building in Sims, my main thing was as long as they have a place to sleep, eat, and a bathroom, that was good enough. I never really thought about like decor or anything like that. So I try to always make a little bit of an effort. And another thing I always forget too is the lights. I always forget to switch out the lights, because the little saucer lights, they just provide so much light for so cheap that like I really like having them. But I did try and make sure that I took those out and added in different lights. And I tried to go for like more old looking lights. And I wanted to do like a little fan light in the living room, but it just didn't look right with the fan options that we have. I feel like that we should get more fan options, or just have lights that already have fans in them. But at this point, I'm just kind of adding in a few little more decoration pieces. I keep on checking like the price of the build. That's to just kind of make sure that I am staying below budget and like switching things out if I feel like it's over budget. So that's basically what I'm doing right now in the build. Just switching some things out to make it a little bit closer to being a starter home. But I also forgot about the fact that I did have a back door, so I ended up it's another reason why it's not a starter home, is because the back door situation and like just that little bit of decking right there, was a little pricey. I tried to keep it down as much as I possibly could by using like the cheaper things for that, but it did definitely raise the price. I wanted it to kind of seem more like a deck, because I mean, in my experience, most of the decks that I see around me, my house, and like where I live, they're all like wood decks. And so I did originally have the foundation for the deck like on little like wood pedestals or however you would call that. I don't know. But it just didn't look right, so I just made it brick because it looks better. And as we are coming to an end with this video, I just add in the landscaping. I just used debug landscaping, and I think I tried to mainly use base game. Yeah, I used base game, I think, mainly. So, but anyways, the video is coming to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did like this video, you can comment down below, and you can also like and subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye!